What's up guys, welcome to the channel. So I had this idea that I'm going to talk about the four nations of Avatar The Last Airbender series, but I'm going to do one at a time. Hopefully I stick to this plan. The first one I'm going to talk about are the air nomads. So yeah, I figured I'd just start there. I don't know why, for any particular reason. Just decided to start with the air nomads. So yeah. So first things first, there are four air nomad temples, one at each corner of the globe. Now these temples are in very hard to get places. They are only kind of reachable to other airbenders because that's just how they decided to live. They kind of wanted to live secluded from everybody else. And another thing is, all the air nomads are all airbenders. Like, they don't have non-benders there. Everybody has the ability to airbend, which is crucial since they live in very hard to get to places like high mountains and stuff. So if you're going to be one of the air nomads, you're gonna have to be able to airbend, because if you can't, you're kind of in trouble there. You're not getting home, or you're not leaving home. So the air nomads are a very peaceful race. They are kind of like monks, where they just mind their own business, and they were wiped out by the Fire Nation, and we all know how that turned out and what happened there. Okay, fun fact, okay, the air nomads are the smallest nation out of the four, so I guess it wasn't that hard for the Fire Nation to kind of take over, since they had all that military power and they are one of the biggest nations. I think not Bossing Say, what am I talking about? I think the Earthbenders are the biggest nation, and I think the Fire Nation comes second, then the Water Tribe, which is only the North and South Pole, which is kind of small, and then you have the Air Nomads. So they are a very small group of people. So yeah, they're not much, but they are powerful, very powerful. Yeah, as I said, they were victims of genocide. Basically, the Fire Nation killed everybody except for one survivor, which is the Avatar we all know and love, Aang. So what happened with Aang is that he was kind of a prodigy as a child, where the kids would play games, like airbending games. Now we've all seen the show. We know what kind of games they play, where they sit on top of the air, little tiny tornadoes, and they just like fly around and play like air soccer and stuff. So that's what they kind of do. And Aang was kind of like ahead of all the other kids, and he was kind of special when it came to bending. As it turns out, he's the Avatar, so obviously he's gonna be ahead of the others in terms of bending. And yes, the Avatar happens to be the last and sole survivor of the air nomads who got wiped out. The only thing is, Aang ran away. That's why he wasn't caught in the crossfire of the Fire Nation. If he didn't run away, I think he would have been killed along with all the other air nomads, unless he could have somehow accessed his Avatar state. I don't know how that would work, since he was very new at the whole Avatar thing. But then again, come to think of it, he just literally left home after finding out that he was the Avatar, got caught in ice, and then came back, and then he was suddenly able to go into the Avatar state, not on purpose though, but he went into the Avatar state at the beginning of the series, which means he probably could have gone into the Avatar state and help out if the Fire Nation were to invade while he was there. So yeah, if Aang didn't do what he did, the air nomads would still be alive. There's a chance that they would still die, but no, Aang's the Avatar, so he should have been there. But we all know what happened, so yeah. So as we know, 100 years later, Aang, the last airbender, wakes up, and he eventually discovers with Kitara and Sokka that the air nomads have been wiped out by the Fire Nation. Okay, so in terms of appearance, when it comes to the air nomads, they all have shaved heads, and they have tattooed arrows on their body, like one from the head, pointing down over the head towards, like, down their face, and on their arms, going straight down down their spine. I don't know if it goes like down there. It would be weird, but yeah, I'm sure it just ends here on their back or something. I don't know if it's on their legs. I honestly didn't pay attention to Aang's legs. Probably have arrows on his legs too, although I'm not sure. And they just wear basic clothing, like just a piece of cloth to cover their chest and some cloth pants. So they are literally like monks. They don't care for uh, earthly things. They're just all about the spirit, their spiritual journeys and stuff. They care more about that instead of like earthly gains and like riches, clothes. They don't care about stuff like that. They are just simple, happy people, just airbending and having fun. One thing though, where are the female airbenders? That's one thing I always wanted watching Avatar The Last Airbender. It's like, okay, there's lots of male children and old men, but we are like the females that they have to have kids with. So we don't see we do see a female airbender, which is Avatar Kyoshi, but I mean that's not like from Aang's temple. So yeah, I think maybe they split up the temples where the females live in one temple and the males live in the other temple. So maybe it's like that, although I'm not sure. Maybe I just need to do more research, but from Avatar The Last Airbender, I didn't see any female airbenders. So yeah, I wonder who's Aang's mother. It would be interesting to find out, but that's not the point, because basically the Nomads are all grown up as orphans. So that's kind of sad, but at the same time, that's just how it goes there. What can you do as an nomad? So your mother's probably still alive as well as your father. It's just you never know. So yeah. So their system of ruling are basically a group of elderly airbenders that kind of make decisions for all of them. It's not really that complicated since they aren't complicated people, but when it came to Aang being selected to be the Avatar, they kind of stepped in between Aang and his relationship with his mentor, his mentor was also one of the elders that kind of ran the air temples, but clearly it's a group of them making a decision. So it's not just one guy deciding for everybody. It's just a group of old airbender monks who decide the rules and govern the air temples. In terms of military, the airbenders, they don't actually have any military. So I think that's the reason why they also got wiped out. It's because they didn't have a military, right? They are peaceful people. They don't have a need for military. And also, technically no one should be able to attack them in the air temples. So they should be fine without the military, but somehow the Fire Nation figured out a way to somehow attack the air temples, even with the disadvantage of being on a high mountain up in the sky, where clearly the air nomads would have the advantage. They could just blow them off the mountain and they'd all die. So yeah, somehow the Fire Nation pulled it off. It's sad, but I guess they should have been prepared. But then again, who would have predicted that they would be attacked? So I'd say that's all like the basic important information on the air nomads. And my opinion on the air nomads is, I'd say they are my least favorite of the four nations, simply because like the only person that I like from the air nomads is Aang. Besides Aang, there's not really anybody else besides Avatar Kyoshi, because she's obviously badass, but it's two avatars, so obviously I'm gonna like them. Yeah, they're just a very small group, and they just aren't that interesting, and they aren't meant to be interesting. They are just simple people, simple, humble people. So that's how it's supposed to be, and that's okay. I like them though. I don't dislike them. I really like them. It's just they're my least favorite of the nations. I like all nations. So yeah, I think as young children, they are very kind people. They are fun to watch. I like the games they play. It's very interesting. Like, look at Aang. He's so kind-hearted. If all of them are that same way that Aang is, then they are just a joy to be around. I'd be so happy to be with him. I'd go live with him, but not forever. Maybe like a few months, but then I have to get back to regular life. Get to see some females once in a while, not just males, you know. But yeah, I like them. Yeah, they are very interesting. They are very rich in culture, as are the other nations. And I like how detailed and cultured each of these nations are. So yeah, I like them a lot, and that's it. So that's the A Nomads. So thank you guys for watching. Uh, I'll be making videos on the other four nations soon, and see you guys. Peace out.